All right, this is going to be another blues lesson. We're going to be in the key of D on this one. So we could start up here in the 10th fret. Look at our minor pentatonic scale. Reminder of those little bend notes. You could also do a riff like... You got those 10s on the 2nd and 3rd string and the 12s. Kind of bend the 12s up. You also got your... You got those combining positions. So we got D to start with. So one thing we might do is we might look at the flat 5th in there also. Okay, so instead of starting up here with this big chord, I'm going to start it down over here. So I'm starting with a D7, I'm going to use a G7 and A7. Now you could also be over here in this position. That combines and gets up to that 10D up there. And if we look up in here, we got our flat 5th. So you could also look at that one like this. So I'll play a little blues, you guys jam along a little bit, and we'll do some other stuff. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one thing to think about up in here, so we see up here a lot where you got your bend note here, but if you were working out of this position, it's good to kind of use the middle finger on that D right there, on the 3rd string, 7th fret. That's where you got your other bend notes. So you got the 7 and the 6 and 8 on the 2nd string. Then go down to that pinky. And then that one bends you up to your root. The way that one does there. So think about this. Same thing over here. So a lot of people might not know in this position how to get the sounds that you're used to in that main position. So let's look at a riff that came right out of this scale. So Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Or you could go. So he's using that same pentatonic minor, flat 5th for D. There goes that flat 5th. So that last one is D to F to D there. Let's try that. We'll do that 4 times. 2, 3, 4. we got 5, 5, 3, 5 on the D string, and then 5, 4, 3, and then we're going to jump down here to this G and go up to the higher note. So 5 to 3 on the G string, and then back to the D string G. So we got. And then we're back. Now there's a little chord thing. A power chord, 3, 4. C power chord, G power chord. Ch, ch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at those chords again. So we got A, 3, 4, C to G. We do that 3 times. And then A power go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like 2 measures of that. Okay, let's look at let's say the key of G. I got a little song for you here. This one's called "Get Out of My Life, Woman" by Allen Toussaint. This one's like a. Okay, so this one has an interesting riff. It has the little minor 3 to major 3 kind of riff in G here. So it's kind of using almost kind of notes from the G7 arpeggio here. If you get that little slide in there. So we got 3, 3, 1 to 2. We're going to that G note, that 5th fret of the D string. And then we're hitting the 5th fret of the 5th string. And then the flat 7 here, 3rd fret. To the 6. So we got a lot of that kind of walking bass line thing working in this. We got. And then you go to your C7 chord. Back to the riff. What's interesting about this one is it doesn't go to the 5 chord like a lot of things would. So a lot of things would go to like a D right here. This one goes to the flat 7 chord, the F7. Then it goes to the 4 chord, the C. Back to the riff. Get Out of My Life, Woman. Pretty cool little kind of bluesy riff. Kind of shows you how you can work with some of the basic blues chords, but also throw some riffs in there and make it a little more interesting. So let's take a look at this Grateful Dead tune, Deal. So that's kind of some cool bluesy riffs based off this A power chord and showing you why you want to have a 1-finger chord here a lot, because you have a lot of different fingers that can do a lot of different riffs. So let's look at a couple of these things we can do. We got. Okay, so that was A to the A note down here in the G string, 2nd fret. And then hammer 3 to 4 in that A string to the 2nd fret of the D string. Then I'm going to come back to my bass note there. 4th string, 2 to 4, and then down to that 2 on the 3rd string. And then we're going to have 5 to 4 to 2 on the D string. Okay, so that's just a cool riff to throw in here. Let's see what else we got. Here's a song by Sun Seals that was done a lot by Phish. Blues in C. This one has 4 times on that first chord, and then we're going to go to the 4 chord. Then we'll have that little riff. Back into it. So that riff is 8 to 10 over here, so we're in the key of C, 8 on the D string, 10 twice on the A string, do it again and then go, and then you're into your chords, so 3, 4. That was a little blues lesson for today. Hope y'all are having a good one. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.